हरगिज़ बिदा नहीं है.
And that which is introduced by learned scholars and that which they hold a consensus upon cannot be classified as bidah, as innovation.
वो उस फिक्र नहीं तरकश ने ये जरा दौर हुजूर में अफजल तरीन ज़माने जरा कम नहीं होया, फिर अगे खुलफा राशिदीन ने नहीं होया, फिर अफजल ज़माने ये नहीं होया, तो बिदा ही है.
Now,
इस पास है, इस फिक्र वाले पास है.
now moving away from definition, we come to the second point, is those people who said the parameters of innovation are the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ, lifetime of Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, lifetime of Sayyidina Umar, Sayyidina Uthman al-Ghani, Sayyidina Ali radiallahu alayhim ajma'in. That is the parameter to define that which is legitimate, which is not. We will look beyond that and see and to address this matter.
चंद चीज़ां क्यों
Things.
कुरान की इन बिदा मौजूदा.
Why modern Quran not classified as a bid'ah?
यानी इसमें बेशुमार चीज़ां हुजूर तो कुरान पाक दियां असरूए शरीयत तेरियां हुजूर तो खुलफा राशिदीन दौर च नहीं हुईयां.
There's many parts of the modern Quran Pak which were not in the time of the Holy Prophet and the time of the four Caliphs, Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Sayyidina Umar, Sayyidina Uthman, Sayyidina Ali radiallahu alayhim ajma'in.
हुजूर ने दौर च कुरान को जूनी छाल ऊँटनी हड्डी पत्थर और तुमने टुकड़े में लिखे उसकी.
At the time of the Holy Prophet sallallahu the Quran was written on leaves, was written on wood, was written on skin, was written on other natural things, but was not written in this consolidated form.
ज़ुबानी याद थी सहाबा की.
The Sahaba have memorized the Quran extensively by memory.
उस्मान गनी रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु सहाबा ने इसरार ने ऊपर किताबी शक्ल दी थी.
The first person to put the Quran between two covers was the third Caliph of Islam, Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu anhu.
कुजाने अबू बकर रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु माई काम करवाया.
And some scholars have said this work was initiated the compilation of the Quran, but the first Caliph, Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu.
आपने दौर जरा कुरान तैयार होया कूफी खाते में जो है किताबी शक्ल दी.
The Quran that was put between two covers in the time of Sayyidina Uthman was in the Kufi style of writing of calligraphy.
वो तो बाकी खुलफा राशिदीन जो हुजूर ना अपना फरमाना और खुलफा राशिदीन उठा तक ये बनना.
So therefore that falls into the period of the righteous Caliph of Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu anhu.
इस कुरान पर जितने बेशुमार कम हुए दीनी हुजूर खुलफा राशिदीन दौर में नहीं है, वो किए नहीं बिदा बन रही.
But the work that has taken place in the modern Quran that we possess within our hands is after the time of the righteous Caliphs. Why are they not classified as bidah? And they're not possible. For example,
सारे आप कुरान पढ़े उसी अक्सरियत.
have all of you read the Holy Quran?
और तिलावत भी करते हैं उसे.
And you recite the Holy Quran?
ये तिलावत का तरीका हुजूर ने दौर में नहीं है जिस तरीके ना तुम सारे करने अक्सरियत करती है.
The way most of you recite the Holy Quran is not the way of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
ये आरामन इन्होंने सारा की नहीं तो तिलावत की थी जानी है कुरान.
We vowels and the diacritical marks to understand, to state down of each letter. This is not from the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu all the righteous caliphs.
ये हुजूर ने दौर में नहीं तरीका.
It's not from the time of the Prophet sallallahu.
ना खुलफा राशिदीन ने दौर में.
Not from the time of the four righteous caliphs.
ताइफ ना रहने आला.
A man who was a resident of Taif,
सक़फ़ी कबीले ना.
from the Qabila of Saqfi,
हज्जाज बिन यूसुफ.
Hajjaj bin Yusuf,
जरा इराक में कुछ हिस्से में गवर्नर रहा.
who was the governor of some parts of Iraq at one time.
उसे चीज़ एक बंदे को लोगों करवाई.
He had this introduced through another person into the Muslim world.
तो सब तो पहले तिलावत बिदा बन सी.
So the
तिलावत का तरीका बिदा बन सी. हुजूर से दौर नहीं.
So if you want to classify things as bidah, the modern Quran with the vowels, with the diacritical marks, they must be classified as bidah first.
ना खुलफा राशिदीन ने दौर में आया.
This is not from the time of the Khulafa Rashidin.
इसी तरह
Same way,
कुरान के समझने वाले तर्जुमा पढ़ना कुरान ना.
to understand the Holy Quran, that we have translations available for the Holy Quran.
नबी पाक सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने दौरी कितनी ज़ुबानें तर्जुमा हुआ कुरान ना.
Does anybody know that in the time of the Holy Prophet, in how many different languages the Holy Quran was translated into?
कड़ी कड़ी ज़ुबानें.
Do you know which languages those were?
वो तर्जुमा कुछ मिलना इसलिए.
Where can you find those translations of the Holy Quran which were done in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
अगर हर चीज़ बिदा है हुजूर तो खुलफा राशिदीन दौर के ज़रूर शरिया नहीं हुई.
Everything is a bidah which is not based on the principle of Sharia, which is done after the time of the Prophet and the Khulafa Rashidin. Then
कुरान ने तर्जुमे जरिए क्या बने फिर.
Then what is the status of translation of the Holy Quran?
अबू बकर उमर अली रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु इतने बाकी भी चार जो खुलफा जो इन्ना अपने दौर की केड़ी जुबानी कुरान तर्जुमा करवाया.
Do you know which translation of the Quran were made available by Sayyid Abu Bakr Siddiq, Sayyid Umar Farooq, Sayyid Uthman Ghani, Sayyid Ali radiallahu anhu ajma'in in their time, in the lifetimes?
सलमान फारसी रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु कुछ मफ़हूम बयान फरमाया जी फारसी जुबान में.
The only companion we know that is Salman al-Farsi, that there's some part of the Holy Quran he explained in Persian. It's a well established fact that the Quran was never fully translated in the life of the Holy Prophet or in the time of the four righteous caliphs. And if the translation is part of Sharia, as an essence of the deen, then this was not at the time of the Prophet and did not happen at the time of the four righteous caliphs.
Sayyid Bukhari which Abdullah bin Abbas radiyallahu anhu maste huzur Quran mein fahm mare yahan dua farmai.
It's mentioned Sayyid Bukhari hadith collection where Sayyid Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu, the Prophet prayed for him to have a unique understanding of the Holy Quran.
Huzur bhi tafasir farmaiya ayat mein sultaniya.
Some verses in the Holy Quran and some the Prophet gave commentary and tafsir for those.
Inna Abdullah bin Umar radiyallahu anhu bhi.
Because Abdullah bin Abbas radiyallahu anhu did the same too.
Abbas radiyallahu anhu aur sahaba bahut sare
and other companions too.
Usne hawale milne hain.
And we find references to their commentaries
tafasir mein vich
in the exegetes,
ahadith mein vich,
in the hadith collections,
ahadith ki sharh mein,
and in the commentaries of the hadith collections.
Huzur ne daur vich
in the time of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
badi tafsir tayar hui hai Quran ki.
Which exegesis, which commentary was put together in his lifetime?
Uska kya naam hai?
What's the name of that exegesis or commentary?
Kitne jildan usniya?
How many volumes is that?
Ye tafsiran Quran nahi hai, jab huzur ne daur se karni hui hai. Kitabi shakl mein sochta hai.
If there were no commentaries of the Quran in the forms of books and volumes in the time of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
Israel Janab Muhammad Rashidin ne daur khilafa itne panne mein fulana kam karaya, fulana karwaya zarur deen.
And the way people say, okay, that we did not happen in the time of the Holy Prophet, that did not happen in the time of the first Caliph, second Caliph, third Caliph, fourth Caliph, and these did not happen as part of the deen, then
इक्के सवाल भी है ना कि उन्हें अपने अपने दौरे खिलाफा विच कड़ी तफसीरां तैयार करवाइयां.
So then the question remains for me to you is that which are the commentaries of the Quran which they compiled in their lifetime?
उन्होंने नाम क्या है तफसीर.
What are the names of those commentaries of the Holy Quran?
अबू बकर रज़ियल्लाहु अन्हु अपने दौरे खिलाफा की तफसीर तैयार करवाई कुरान की या खुद की थी है. उसका नाम क्या है?
What is the name of the commentary of the Quran which is produced at the time of Sayyid Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, which he did himself or had produced in his lifetime?
उसने जिल्दा कितनी है?
How many volumes is it?
दौरे नहीं सी.
They did not exist.
इल्म मौजूद सी.
Knowledge was existed, understanding existed, but these volumes and commentaries and compilation did not exist.
इस तरह तैयार नहीं करवाई.
And they were not put together in this way and form that we have today. In the same way,
Abdullah bin Umar radiyallahu anhu huzur niyan gallan likhne san.
Hazrat Abdullah bin Umar used to write down all the words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Abu Dawud Tirmidhi vich hai.
It's mentioned in Abu Dawud and Tirmidhi hadith collections.
Loka mana farmata kita ki kada aap sallam khafa hone kada khush hone.
And people rebuked him and said the Holy Prophet sometimes is happy with it and sometimes is not.
आप रुकिए.
I said Abdullah bin Umar therefore refrained from noting every word and letter down.
हुजूर इजाज़त फरमाई उन्हें.
And then the Holy Prophet gave them permission to continue.
और फरमाया कि तुम आपको बगैर कुछ भी नहीं निकलना, उसे जो या राज़ी.
And then the Holy Prophet said that which imparts from my lips or leaves from my lips in a state of anger or in a state of normality, it's all His guidance and it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
मजमूए बात इत्याग सनद पर ज़रूर होना और जब तादील इल्म में इस नारे पर किया जाना फरमान हमारे.
And therefore we know that collections were put together later on by critical analysis by the commentators, by the people who do editing and verify all the hadith, and this is a legitimate aspect of the deen.
हुजूर ने 9 सहाबा को
The Prophet's 9 companions
सहीफे मौजूद संग्रह मवाद में जमा किया.
Had their own compilations of the hadith that they heard from the Prophet at different times.
बहुत बात जायद इसकी इल्मी शक्ल लोगों ने दी है किताबी. बहुत बात 200 साल बाद.
But these were the personal notes which never